Welcome, brothers and sisters, to our Lenten series entitled Junk in the Yard. And today I would like to make the introduction to the first capital sin we'll talk about, which is pride. It is the mother and the root of all sins, as Saint Gregory the Great calls it. The mother, because it gives birth to a lot of different infections, vices, issues, problems, and they all stem from this primordial virus we call pride. The infection that is running within our system that is inherited as the original sin and the consequences of what we call the concupiscences within us. Thomas Merton calls pride a stubborn pursuit to become someone I'm not supposed to be and I would like to become. And St. Augustine would say it is a longing for a perverse elevation, this continual search to be lifted up, elevated, praised, noticed, highly esteemed at any cost. Why would pride be considered to be the capital sin? Sin number one per excellence. It is because it is against the first commandment. You shall not have other gods beside me. If I am God, considering myself above everybody else, there is no limits to what I think, want to do, can accomplish, whatever I would like to reach, because I consider myself the Almighty God. Basically, there is no command that can limit me, no power that can tell me otherwise. That's where we can see the action of many dictators, a lot of rulers and kings throughout history that subjugated millions of people, created a bloodshed all over, and making the lives of many people a living hell. Let's think about it. If there is this constant pursuit to be above others, to dominate over them, to rule over them, and there is no one above me, no higher authority, no one to be accountable to, then there is no moral code. Anything goes to be above, at the very top of this mountain of greatness, and make sure that others are the subjects, the slaves, and the servants of my dreams, desires, and longings. Pride. This is the fundamental issue, infection that all of us deal with one way or another. And some spiritual writers say it constantly mutates, and it's visible in the lives of many people in different shapes and forms that we are going to cover briefly in this reflection, but then throughout the next 8 episodes dedicated to the sin of pride. One of the spiritual writers named 4 major characteristics where we could see clearly the sin of pride. The first one, a pursuit of career at any cost. I have a dream, I have a desire, I will go for it. Other people are just the stepping stones. I can use them, abuse them, take advantage of them, push them aside, jettison them, as long as I reach my dream and embrace what I'm longing for, my career. I don't have to think about other people's feelings, lives, their struggles, their issues, as long as I am comfortable and accomplished. That's the first sign of pride. The second is an attitude of considering oneself superior to others. With this way of acting, we can see a lot of vengeful, hateful, nasty behaviors, also gossiping, backstabbing, just to be above others. There is no word sorry for anything, just I feel others are nothing. They are down below and I'm up above, and I can treat them as I want because I feel superior to them. That's the second characteristic of pride. The third characteristic of pride is perfectionism. It's not about being admired and acclaimed and applauded by other people, but now it is to prove to one's own self that I can do it, I can achieve it, I can get where I want, I am wonderful. And no one will be able to criticize me or claim I have done something wrongly. So there will be an attitude of cleaning up, perfecting, tying up, making sure I end up being spotless and blameless, and that, yes, I did what I wanted, look at me. But basically it's proving to one's own self that I can accomplish. That's the third characteristic of pride. The fourth characteristic is dreams about greatness. How many of us dreamt about being on the stage, being a celebrity, being a musician or an actor, even a politician, or anyone that the world would be watching, admiring, considering to be extraordinary and wonderful? There is a lot of narcissism in this attitude. How can I be great? Dreaming, marveling at others, at the same time being very judgmental and hateful and not so in line with all those around us who maybe are superior or better or are achieving something where we wanted to get and we couldn't. With this fourth characteristic, there is also a sense of complexes, of inferiority being linked to. A person like that feels inferior, pushing himself or herself down when her dreams are not accomplished, when she's not as great as he or she wanted to be, and basically gets down and said, my life is nowhere close where I wanted to be. These have been only some characteristics, some manifestations of pride, but there are many others, many different mutations, as I said earlier. And in the next 8 episodes, we'll be trying to cover some of them, giving also the medicine that the saints in their teaching and the holy writers throughout the centuries were suggesting how to address this mother of all vices called pride. God bless you, brothers and sisters, as we begin our Lenten series, Junk in the Yard.